Ahoy, matey! Prepare the ship to sail the sea. Anyone who dare cross the path of the vessel or the pirate crew will shall know no mercy at all. Now, we are ready to find booty across the sea, battleship to the death, and each victory we drink and sing karaoke all night, cause we are the vessel of pirate crew.
We can finally find the One Piece.
Who the fuck said that? You did? Get the fuck out of my ship. That is quite a surprise. A new Yakuza game with a pirate twist? I don't have any experience with any pirate game. Sure, I am aware of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It is considered one of the best pirate games of all time that Ubisoft tried to recreate with Skull and Bones, and we all know that one ended up a pile of the disaster. Yet, it's not the first time that RGG Studio did a weird spin-off. Back in the PS3 era, we have Yakuza Dead Soul, a zombie game that was a hidden gem during the zombie craze of the early 2010. I do wish Sega released a PC port for Dead Soul, but I will be honest, we will never gonna get a port save for Kensai and Black Panther. At least we have lucky to get Ishin port, and there was a fan translation for Black Panther at least, so I am optimistic that one day we will get a translation for Kensai. One day, when I decide to review other Yakuza spin-off, I will go deeper on why the other spin-off has a huge influence on the main series. Before we delve down deeper, I appreciate you by the end of the video to give a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Now let's go with the review. This is quite a surprise. This could be the shortest Yakuza story ever. Now I have to tell you guys, I don't own all of Yakuza games, especially the more recent one like Gaiden, Infinite Wealth and Lost Judgment. But I very doubt cause this game will have 5 chapters. It's way less than any other Yakuza games. On one hand, it's easy to replay the entire story part on a new game plus. The downside is you are going to spend the majority of the time doing side content. If you are the type that will just beat the main story and not doing any other thing, you might feel quite robbed on that part. If you are planning to play this game, I recommend to skip this part, cause I'm going to spoil the story. Here's the time lapse. If you're doing something else while you're listening, I'm going to give you a few moments to let you skip. Alright, time's up, not turning back now. The story starts with Majima retelling the event of the game 6 months ago, when we start as an amnesiac Majima, after he suffered some kind of accident that ended up being rescued by a young boy named Nolan, which he became Majima's companion for the entirety of the game. Nolan is a boy from Rich Island who wanted to leave the island to live an adventure, but cannot due to his asthma condition and his drunk father Jason. Both Nolan and Majima made a promise to leave and go on an adventure. so Majima have to find a way out. And what a better way is by making a hostile takeover of a pirate ship taking care of Kate, a Captain Jack collector. Which these two assholes will always come back in multiple times through the story. They are annoying and they are never learned after multiple defeat. And I'm kinda tired of these two bozos, to be honest. Once we throw the trash out of the ship, we gain a ship, some of the Jacksmans, and Masaru. But there is one issue. We don't have a navigator. Thanks to Masaru, we do know more about Jason. They were treasure hunters, that they were also seeking the lost treasure of Esperanza. Not only have a fortune, but hold the secret of immortality. Jason also wanted to find it as well to help his son Noah with his asthma. Unfortunately, he's the only one in the island who can navigate the sea. Jason, buddy, my pal. You moron! What are you thinking? Giving your son immortality? I know he can cure his asthma, but immortality is a curse for some people. You're going to make Nola watching everyone he loves die with no way to end his life? Congratulations! You, sir, are officially the dumbest character in the entire Yakuza series. I know later in the story he started to accept his son's condition, but he never gave up on immortality, even after the end. God damn it! I'm glad I kicked his ass. One deserving ass kicking later, we have our navigator, and ready to navigate the sea. It's a shame that after chapter 1, you won't hear President Majima telling the story till the end of the game. Quite a shame, to be honest. Next up, Nele Island. It's where we meet Shikaki, the patriarch of the Shikaki family, explaining to Majima why the Yakuza are here. It's due a nuclear waste cleanup program along with the Palikina. Once we... Oh my god, is that Nishida in Minami? Nice to see you two again. Never seen these two guys since 2 and 4. It's quite a nice surprise to see them again. I'm glad at least they joined the crew later on. After a nice friendly mating with both factions, it's time we go to Atlantis, the perfect place for wretched life of scum and villainy. It's where we see Queen Michelle as she gives one hell of a first impression.
Yokoso Kaizoku Shoku, Waga Okoku, Atlantis.
Sadistic and no tolerance of failure, the type you never want to back down. After we won our first Coliseum match, we meet her and King Rayman, who is the second in command and the one who organized the Coliseum. And we meet Jason's older daughter, whose work as in Queen Michelle's second-in-command. She's the one who warned Majima never double-cross her on the treasure. But of course, Majima being Majima, don't give a single fuck. We found out that there's a man named Tucker, who has the book that belonged to the remaining survivor of the Esperanza. Sadly, that old man has a goddamn evil genius lair, making a James Bond villains blush with a robo-boss to fight. Sadly, he won't allow to give the book since he burned it. Only his memory he have. If he die, the location of the treasure is lost forever. But he's not alone on this, because, surprise, surprise, he got a deal with the Shikaki family. Back in LA, Nolan found a old man that he have 2 old coins that dated during the Esperanza, meaning the treasure is on this island, and the old man is the son of the leader of Paliquina, Rodriguez. And we found out he and Raymond also made a deal for the treasure. After deal with both of them and make it the 2 factions working together and tell Tucker he knows Nelly Island is where the treasure is located, forcing him to join Majima to find the treasure. And of course, the crew found it, but they have to fight the Kraken. It's when Majima finally regained his memory. All his memory loss was due to a shipwreck caused by the Kraken. It's a shame we fight in a boat, and for a moment, I thought we fight one-on-one with Majima. But no. We fade in black and wake up in the aftermatch. While he pretends he still have amnesia. God damn it. If you want to fight a giant Kraken, then better go for that, Sultan. They finally found the treasure, but no elixir of immortality. Jason felt disappointed, but Nola cheered him on, not needing an elixir to heal his condition. But good time wouldn't last long, because Queen Michelle came to claim the treasure, with her entire fleet and army, leaving Atlantis unprotected.
What could possibly go wrong?
Of course we do defeat her fleet and her army. She escaped thanks to Jason's older daughter, but she will meet Timber. Raymond make a takeover on Atlantis.
マットランティスの保安部隊が言ってたろ。さっさと出ていかないと不審船とみなすって。
レイモンド、嘘でしょ。私はずっとあなたを弟のように可愛がって。
そうか。じゃあこれがその例だ。姉上。
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
She would be the number 1 idiot if Jason did not take that spot. But hey, second place is still a good spot in my book. Raymond revealed his trump card. He and his crew kidnapped Jason's second child back in Richard Island, forcing the crew to hand over the treasure or he kill her. With no other option, Majima delivered the treasure to free Jason's daughter. The Majima pirate crew make a plan to invade Atlantis. With the help of Jason's older daughter, we take care of the defense cannon, and now we can invade the castle. After taking care of Raymond for good, the treasure is all ours. That's where the story ends, and Majima, with the help of Ichiban, is making a movie about it. Not gonna lie, I will pay money to watch it. But Ichiban has some doubt about the story and who is going to finance the project. Ichiban, buddy, my friend, when Majima is here, you know things are getting crazy. Well, I cannot believe Majima literally take the treasure is the friend we made all the way. Cause he only have a picture with everyone with the treasure. I did not take a single coin. At least the post-credit did make me tear a bit. Let's hope we see the end of the series one day. The Elixir of Immortality. I was surprised by the twist in that subplot. I won't talk about it because it was quite unexpected, at least for me. Despite the fact that I have some issue with some character motivation, like Jason wanting the elixir to heal his son of his asthma, without the awareness of the consequence of immortality, and with Michelle taking her entire army leaving Atlantis undefended. I really wonder what the writers have been thinking when they write these two. Overall, the story is not one that will be memorable. Compared to other spin-offs like Judgment, it is a simple story about treasure hunting. The only thing that saved was the twist in the end. Overall, the story is a big treasure hunt. But I got a revelation. It feels like Yakuza 1's story, but different. It has some similarity. I never did broach the relation between Noah and Majima, but I feel like this could be Majima if he never become a Yakuza and stay with Makoto and have a child. It's something more tragic about our Mad Dog. It gives the vibe of parenting, the same with Kiryu and Haruka. Welcome back everyone. Now, it is very nice to play Majima once more. After Zero and Dead Soul, they keep the different fighting style, but instead of 4 fighting style, like in Zero, now it's 2. It's not a big loss, since Judgment and Gaiden both have the same 2 type of fighting style. It's the new norm. Now, there is an inconvenience. You don't run till you press the X button while not moving, but also the jump button during the early hours. It gets too awkward when I jump by accident. At least you can change on the option, and I do recommend it. During the boss fight, when they enter on hit mode, when they are about to use a heavy attack, you can dodge to activate a counter attack. It's pretty much a tiger drop, but only for mini boss and boss fight. Yet it's more easy to pull out once you got the timing right. When you upgrade this ability, it can do a lot of damage, not overpowered thankfully, while compared to one ability that is extremely busted. We start with the Mad Dog style. It's pretty much always moved from previous iteration, from 0 to 5. Sadly, none of the Zero moveset except the Mad Dog style. Well, there's one thing that's bothering me in the grabbing. Well, normally, when you grab, you can drag your opponents before you break it. But not with Majima. Instead, you grab them in the back. You cannot drag them. The moment you move, you throw them into attack directions. Meaning, any hit that require you to grab and be next to an object or a wall are no longer work. Instead, you have to make your opponent moving close to you and a wall to activate that hit. Now, there's less use of the grab besides for ground control. I barely use it during my playthrough. You can throw your sword at a good distance, and even when you don't have them during that time, you can use your fist. Very weak, but you won't be defenseless. Once you progress in the story, you unlock the hook shot and the pistol. The pistol is very decent. Sure, it won't do a lot of damage and only hits one person, but when you charge, it can hit multiple targets from a long distance. On the downside, you are vulnerable when charging. One hit and you lose that charge. You have to be careful and away from them. The hook shot is very handy when you have opponents far away. You can use it to come closer to them is a reverse scorpion. Extremely handy and gets weapons enemy, since they keep far away from the fight so they can shoot at you or your crew. Once you get all three, you can unlock one of the powerful hit move. How powerful? To the point you can take down 2 entire bar during a boss fight. I have not yet mentioned the dark summoning. During chapter 3, you are going to unlock one of the 4 dark instruments. When you have your mat bar full, you can summon one of the deities. The first is the shark, decent damage for a decent area. The jellyfish is low damage, but it gives a guaranteed stunt effect for your opponent. Not sure if it will work against the boss, I never try on that. The monkey, powerful but for a small area. And last, the parrot. I'll let you see by yourself in front of the final boss for the pirate side story. You fight Zeus and his group, and this is the result. So, what difficulty was I playing? Easy? Nope, I set it on hard difficulty. No, I'm not pulling your legs. I can say with certainty this is the easiest Yakuza game I ever play. I have a habit to play all games on hard difficulty. Once you max out, you just turn the game from hard to easy. It's ironic, cause early in the game I got beat a few times due to how reckless I was. Not going to deny, I feel embarrassed. But when I upgrade my abilities, the challenge started to reduce. Do I focus on increasing my strength and health first, making the game easier? Not only that, but you can upgrade your doppelgangers after 6, meaning you can let them fight for you. If you are good at counterattack, you can upgrade that instead of one attack you can attack twice. When you pull a counterattack, if you get a max out by the end, you become overpowered. Yet, I have not mentioned the rings, which are the equipment equivalent. You can equip up to 10 rings. Sometimes, if you equip a certain number of the same group, you can get a bonus for using that set. And you can have 2 full sets equipped for each hand, making the game more and more easy. I won't deny, if you're planning to play a new game plus with max out Majima, you end the game faster. It's a speedrunner wet dream. I love the combat, but when you upgrade to a certain point, the challenge starts to reduce to the point it gets way too easy. Normally, a Yakuza game always keep on a good challenge. Even powerful move, like the Komaki Tiger Drop, it's powerful, yes, but not broken. Due to timing, it's very tight. An average player could not pull constantly that move, while a veteran can without issue. But Yakuza Pirates? I don't think even DSP can fuck it up, but knowing him, he will find a way to fuck it up. It's trouble me when the only challenge I have is the Almond boss fight. How about the boat fight? Can it be saved? Well, I'll be honest. At first it was fun. Again, I never played Black Flag, so I don't have much of a point of reference that I can compare into. So you have 2 offensive weapons, your cannon for both sides of your ship, and machine guns to attack in front. When you use the cannon, have a cooldown before you can use again, while the machine gun, as long as you don't overheat them, you can use all the time. You do have defensive item in your disposition. You're going to use the fixing item especially after a fight most of the time. But if not, you have to disengage your command to use it during a fight. While you can walk on your ship, it's essential when you are under fire, cause only magma, depending on the situation, it can put the fire out or revive any crew down. It's quite annoying since you have a second in command next to you doing nothing besides standing there. I kinda wish he'd do something.
Captain, the ship is on fire and some of our crew are knocked out.
You don't say. I can see him with my 2 eyes. I put the fire out while you revive our crew back on their feet. Activate the smoke grenade, people!
Sorry, Captain, but I can't.
What do you mean you cannot? You're my second in command. Do something!
I already did something. I provided my skill to increase the damage of your cannons.
I appreciate it, but do something besides stand here and yell at people next to me.
Sorry, but I stand on my position, Captain. Better hurry up before the smoke disappears.
Unbelievable. If your ability was not that good, I would throw you to the shark after that. It's annoying, but I understand why. Cause you have the smoke grenade. When activated, you are invincible. Even if you have enemies about to attack you, you won't get the damage from it. It's enough time to put the fire and revive the crew back on their feet. If not, you can use your machine gun or bazooka to attack them, and they won't fight back. Very useful tool during the platinum ranking and the amount ship fight. I've had some issue with the boat fights. When you attack and hit the back of the ship, it throws a bar. When it gets full, your enemy ship is temporarily disabled, meaning you can free attack without them fight back. During that time, just use your machine gun, but don't overheat the gun and too close to a ship, since they have more weapons than you do. And the worst is the seeking missiles. You don't have enough time and Hammond won't move before you can run away. Keep a good distance and shoot at the back. You can change the stance to your favor. The downside is only work if you fight a 1v1, which is extremely rare. Also, one thing I realized, don't even bother spending your money on the ship weaponry. The best weapon you can get is by crafting them on Julia Garage. The materials are not too hard to find. Sure, it's going to be a grind. Heck, you can buy on the different pawn shops in Hawaii. It's going to cost you, but you can get them faster that way. The only upgrades I did spend, it's for the bazooka. You rarely use it, but the damage justifies for me. So you better spend on the ship upgrade. That's where you want to invest in. Once your enemy ship go down, you are not entering the raid. You and your raiding crew are now invading your opponent. And to win, you have to knock out everyone. It won't be easy, cause both sides have a bar filling during the fight. Once it's full, the opponents can activate to get buff for them, like increasing damage, special attack, stat condition. You, in the other hand, you can only have buff and healing. It's not that bad, cause it makes the combat ended faster when you activate it. But there's a way you can stop your opponent to activate it. You see, there's a lieutenant. If you can knock them out, they are no longer able to use it. There's one thing that's annoying me. If you take down the enemy captain, it does not affect anything. I kinda wish there's a reason to target the captain. Maybe like give a debuff or increase the time they need to fulfill their bar. You have no real purpose to attack the captain, so all the time you're going to focus on the true threat, the lieutenant. There is one more game mechanic, and it's a bit sad. It does not use it that much, and it's the Swashbuckle Showdown. I'm calling the Showdown for more simple reference. How do I describe it? It's like in Yakuza 5, when Kiryu have to fight the Dojo clan on a standoff with many enemies, but now it's 100 enemies and gets your entire crew. It's like a mini Dynasty Warriors. But that's my issue. It's barely used during the Devil Pirate storyline. The first was used to show you as a tutorial explaining how it's work, and you expected, oh cool, I have to play with other Fort Captain, awesome! Well, only with Captain Yakuza they use again, but after that, they never use ever again. When I show you the Demon Pirates, that was the final fight with the leader of the Devil Pirates. You can replay it in the Coliseum as one of the other game mode, so if you want to fight the other 3 captains that you could not do it on that storyline, you can take that game mode out and you won't feel any difference. It's a shame, cause if you don't do that side storyline, you're never going to unlock it. If they have to put that, it's motivate the player to replay in the Coliseum. It has potential, but I feel like the devs just put that as a last minute. It's not a Yakuza game without the side content and side quests. This is the first time that actually the game motivates you to do the side content. How do they do it? Simply by getting new recruits for the Goro Pirates. There's a 3 ways to find them. You find recruits on the street of Hawaii and Atlantis. They won't join you until you do their request done. Some are easy, like giving an item, food, money, beat them on a minigame or a fight. The other case, it's need more work into it, like getting a certain reputation, ranking as a pirate, crafting an item for them, or beat a certain number of a bounty. You get the idea. The second is by doing side story. At least not all of them is going to give you a new recruits. One of the first side quests that the game forces you to do it, it's quite handy. Do you unlock an electric scooter? Very handy since Hawaii is much bigger, probably the biggest map of all Yakuza, I believe. You're going to use the taxi and scooter quite a lot. The side stories overall is pretty okay. There are some memorable, like the one you talk to your tiger companion, but in the end it's a scam. Classic Yakuza side story. An old retired businessman who want to be a pirate, but in the end he realized the danger and come back to his family. Yeah, I can name others, but there's one that actually give me a big what the fuck moment that I did not expect. That it's a multiple part because it's linked to the hostess side story. I know it is called differently, but I keep calling hostesses for simplicity. Once you have all 5 hostesses for Masaru, you're going to see what happened, and that's where it's blew my mind. All the cutscenes are FNV. Yeah, with real life actors that actually surprise. I know Sega hire actors for the voice and face in their game, but this is a whole new level. That's one side story that I'm going to remember the rest of the franchise until they manage to hold my expectation. But I got one critique, is that all the side stories are all located in Hawaii. Not a single one used for Rich Island or Atlantis. Waste an opportunity there. Sure, it's a void back and forth, but still, previous Yakuza have side story link on different location, so no excuse there. The third is playing a minigame. If you got enough points, you can purchase them. They are more expensive to reward. Every minigame unlock a new crew member. Wait, does that mean? Oh god no. Please not Mahjong. Everything but not Mahjong. Wait, it's only get you a decoration for your boat? Oh thank god, what a relief. I did win all 3 difficulties with the cheating item, but no way in hell I'm going to do the tournament. I have my limits, and yes, Mahjong in the arcades you do not unlock new recruits. Speaking of Mahjong, It is a perfect opportunity to talk about the others minigames. And to start, why on earth we still don't have Silo, Showan, Roulette, and Baccarat? Ever since Yakuza 6, the lack of these 4 gambling games never come back. At least in Ishin, they brought back Silo and Showan. It's the only time we have these 2 back, but not the other 2. I never understand why they never put it back. Besides that nitpick of mine, I'm glad they improved the Dragon card. Now with a combat arena, you can fight against others on a last man standing. A good addition to the original Dragon card. The Cannonball is a neat twist of the baseball minigame, and very pirate theme. All you have to do is destroy barrels with limited cannon. You do have special barrels that allow to gain extra ball, explosive one on an area, and a special that destroy everything with just 1 ball. If you plan well, you can create a reaction of multiple explosion, and you have to do if you want to score big. I kinda wish they would do the same for golf, but it's the same as before, but with a pirate cardboard. Come on guys, you managed to do it for baseball but not for golf. I don't mind if it was a mini golf course with a pirate team. That would be better than golf. I already played on previous games. I know, I'm being nitpicky again. But it's located in Atlantis, on a goddamn circus. So yes, I have my right to be that nitpicky on it. Whoever is responsible for the karaoke song for this one, give him a raise. This is the best music they put since Zero. You have 24 Hours Cinderella from Zero, Get to the Top, which is what's stuck in Dead Soul till now. Most of you can hear the news rendition of Get to the Top, but there's 2 music I have to mention. The Majima Pirate theme, which is so goddamn metal as f***, and the sun at 36.5 Celsius. Bringing back Idol Majima and the bands. It's the best karaoke cinematic, and I fight to the death. It's quite sad due to the fact this song is dedicated to the late wife of Majima, Japanese voice actor. In one of the comments did send a link to the interview of the actor. It's differently now knowing it's about her memory live on in one of the best karaoke song. Now they reintroduced bounty hunting, a game mechanic that was introduced in Yakuza 3, but this time without a story behind it. There are mini boss, the later ones are quite challenging, but the cash reward is well worth it. Besides, at least there's a bounty in both Hawaii, Atlantis, and Rich Island. Speaking of side content we use all the place, there's photo ops, which you will test your knowledge of the game location by taking a picture from the phone. I'm quite happy they used the picture feature since not everybody will use it, and I'm not the type of doing selfies. I don't mind that one, you gain new cosmetic for the ship and new recruits. Last but not least, treasure hunting. It won't be a pirate game without finding some booty. You and some of your crew can go to an island. Sometimes you have to fight a certain number of enemies, or you walk to the path of the main boss. Once it's done, you gain a treasure or a ring that you can equip. It gains value in cash and respect, while your crew gain XP. There's a multiple set of treasures, all linked on different areas that you have to explore. Now that you have the recruits, you'll notice they are different color, from bronze up to gold. You want the best of the best, you want to get all the gold one, since you can level up to level 40. While silver and bronze can go to 30 and 20 respectively. There's a way you can get a platinum, but it needs some work to do it. Just be careful, if you lose a treasure hunting or running away, a boat fight, they can lose morale. A crew who lack motivation is a dead weight, it's performed less well, but if you give them a gift to regain morale, not only that, it's also give that particular crew some XP too. But there's other ways, like organize a drinking with the crew to regain everyone morals, or a dining with the captains. Now you can bring a certain number of crew for a massive experience point. It's a bit of a shame. Depending on your skills, you may never get a low moral with your crew. I kinda wish if you lose a combat into Coliseum also affect morals too. You can take this out and nothing is lost. There's a few more things I want to mention. There's a cooking minigame that's allowed to get food and drinks for healing and for the crew. Oh, and you can make animal treat for your animal farm. Yeah, that one is a more gathering food for the cooking. You find most of them in Hawaii, but you can harvest one time. But with the treat, you can farm again. At least I have to talk the money system. Most of the Yakuza game, you have no reason to spend money based on gear, weapon and items. Yakuza 0 make money important, and now so pirates. Besides I mentioned you need cash to buy upgrades, you can spend money on gift items for your crew, rings for you to equip, and they are not cheap. You can also buy customization for your ship and the clothing for Majima. Yes, you can customize Majima looking for both as a civilian and its pirate clothing. The clothing, is one of the coolest features they add. You're going to enjoy playing dress up. You want Yakuza 0 Majima? Yes you can. Hair and everything. Idol Majima? Hell yeah. Zombie Majima? Yes. Jack Sparrow? Yes, they have the hair and the clothes too. There's a lot of customization on clothes. Hair, makeup, you name it. You could give a Goro a hat or a high patch. Look at how adorable she is. Aww. And you know what the best part? Both your customized ship and clothes can carry through all the cutscenes. Yes, you hear me right. Both in-game cutscene and cinematic cutscene. This is wild, adding an interesting replayability to the game. Overall, I do enjoy my time with this game. Despite the short story and how easy it is, do I recommend it? Yes, but not at full price. Unless you are a die-hard Yakuza fan, if not, get the game on a discount, will be more worth it. It's time for ranking Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirate of Hawaii. Is it the best of the best? Well, okay. Since it's the first game, I'm going to rank it technically first, both as a Yakuza series and a beat 'em up, but I know the other Yakuza will quickly take Pirate's #1 spot, while in the beat 'em up spot, it's going to be an interesting one on the long run. Would it be on the top or in the mid tiers? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Aye, crew, another day of successful fighting booty. Let us celebrate with drinks and karaoke.